Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson Football Channel. I'm stood outside right now because if you watched the video that I posted last night, which I stupidly uploaded it about 3 minutes before the kickoff of the PSG Real Madrid game, which we're going to talk about a little bit in this video today because it's ever so slightly relevant to our Chelsea, but my light exploded. The light that I've literally been using, the ring light I've had on the GBFC set all over the world for the last 4 years, it finally conked out on me today, which is wonderful. So I wanted to make sure we had the 7 AM video. And the Chelsea news, if you want to see the latest, there's going to be another news video later today. Check out the video from last night. But right now, football's moving quickly. The transfer window is happening. You've got players that might still be coming into Chelsea. We've got players that we would like to come into Chelsea. Will they? And of course, we have got the small matter of player exits. But what I want to do today, first of all, is take a look at what we have got coming up on Sunday. This isn't the preview, because I'm going to try and make that one extra special for Paris Saint-Germain on Sunday in the Club World Cup final for the chance and the opportunity to literally have the bragging rights of the best team in the world for the next 4 years. And there'll be so many fans, so many football people being like, yeah, but you're not actually the... Honestly, I would love nothing more than to just like tap that gold badge every time someone opens their bloody gob and tries to shut us down. But look, we've got to be realistic. Paris Saint-Germain right now are by far the best football team on the planet. They are exceptional. They absolutely obliterated, blew Real Madrid to smithereens. It was like a demolition job. You know those videos? I was watching these the other day. Weirdly, I don't know how I got to this part of YouTube, but you know, like bridge demolitions and building demolitions when they're all derelict? That's basically what Paris Saint-Germain did to Real Madrid. It was abuse. They were sensational, scintillating on the counter-attack. If it wasn't for the brilliance of Thibaut Courtois in goal on various occasions, then it could have easily been 6 or 7-0. I don't think I've ever seen Real Madrid dismantled like that. But the thing that I always love with Chelsea, okay, is when we're underdogs. When Chelsea aren't expected to win, is when we pull the rabbit out of the hat. 2012, right? Bayern Munich were probably the best football inside over the course of 90 minutes. But what did we have? We had this never say die attitude. We had a resilience. 2021, the best defence that's ever won the Champions League. Edouard Mendy conceding the least amount of goals. Thomas Tuchel, midway through the season, comes in and he wins Chelsea the big one again. Chelsea have always had their backs against the wall when we have had our biggest moments, when we've had our greatest achievements. And I feel as though all of our greatest achievements have always been built around a stable defence. And even when we first won the Premier League under Jose Mourinho, conceding a record-breaking low when it comes to goals going in against you, I feel as though right now we've got to address and speak very highly of the defensive solidity that we have seen in recent games. And I think when you look at Chelsea over the course of the last sort of 12 months under Enzo Maresca, when he first came in, we still had this like high-octane, semi-chaotic football at times, scoring loads of goals, but we were also leaking loads of goals at the back. I didn't look at a team that I could trust in the defensive phase of the pitch, let alone in the build-up, seeing patterns. I wasn't seeing it. And then as soon as a couple of bad results started to trickle in, remember that 0-0 at Goodison Park? That was a turning point, and we had that horrible spell of the season. And look, by the time February came and we had back-to-back defeats against Brighton, I was livid. I was fuming. I'm like, look, this football is dire. It wasn't entertaining. And even though now I'm very happy with Maresca, this is basically what this video is going to conclude, I think, come the end of it. At the time, the results were poor. We didn't make any signings in January and looked like we needed to. Didn't address what we thought was the problems in the squad. And then still, the football was boring as well. So it's like, if you're going to lose, at least go out fighting. And we didn't seem to have that. But what we've seen in the last sort of 15 matches, where Chelsea have won 13 of those games, is a bit of variance. And I'm finally starting to feel like Chelsea can win by playing ugly. That's what I mean by variance. We've got a lot of players that you could say get you off your feet in the attacking sense. Cole Palmer can make something happen out of nowhere. Pedro Neto has now found this just added energy and excitement when he's out there on the field. Madueke's a bit like that too, even though he's buggering off to Arsenal. But now it's the defence that I'm feeling confident with. Tosin looks like a serious centre-back that I was like, well, we signed him for a free. Maybe if we sell him, it's a little bit of profit. We all know how much we like that. But even now, I'm like, I don't know if you could sell him. You definitely don't sell Trevor Chalobah. What a player he's become. Levi Colwill growing and maturing into a leader. Reece James playing again with a swagger, with a chip on his shoulder, as if to say, look, I might have missed a lot of football, but I'm the captain here. I'm the big dog, and I'm taking Chelsea back to the very top. And that is how it feels, right? When you're a fan and you're going through a hard time, you want to see something from the players that you're like, okay, right, well, the results aren't going good, but I can still back that. And there were times last season where I felt like the energy was off, the effort levels were off. For me, the decisions from Maresca at times were also off, which is why I was flipping off my head, thinking, where are we going? What are we doing? And that is why I want to say here now, the way that we have turned it around from that really dark place in the middle of the season. It's not about, oh, Benson, you're screaming about how great things are now. That's kind of how football works. When you're winning, everything feels good. But now, based on what I've just said, that resilience, that leadership I'm seeing in a young squad, and the consistencies in performances, I am starting to see something that I can really believe in again. And that is why, when we look forward to Paris Saint-Germain at the weekend, I've got to say it right now, before we do previews, before we literally lose all of our nails in the matchday vlog and in the build up to this game, what we have achieved in this tournament, regardless of who you say, oh, we've only played the Brazilian teams, well, they've all been excellent. To be honest, Benfica are no joke. We beat them 4-1. We dealt with adversity in that game. We had a flipping lightning strike that gave us a 2-hour delay. They're a more experienced team than us, but guess who didn't lose their heads? Chelsea. I have seen in recent months a team that have come of age, that have grown into a mature group of men. And for that, I think praise needs to be given to everybody at the football club, because what we're seeing from the new signings, João Pedro, well done Sam Jewell. That is a brilliant signing for Chelsea, because this guy looks like more than the real deal. This guy looks like he could be a mixture of flipping R9 and Didier Drogba. And that is a huge exaggeration. I know he's only played one game in 30 minutes. To see that kind of fight, passion, in the defensive phase, in the attacking phase, scoring banging goals. This is what being a football fan is all about. When the players are doing things every game that can get you excited, that's what there is to back. That's what I back. And that's what I'm backing right now. And I think Enzo Maresca in this tournament has been very bold. Yes, I think there are some decisions in the lineup where I'm like, not sure why Nkunku's there if we're adamant we're going to sell the geezer. All right, cool. Well, if he's playing himself into the shop window now, we're going to have João Pedro to back him up. I still think in the transfer market, we are going to sign a big player that can come in and really emphasise that attack even more. But I think we still have some holes in the squad. And I'm not going to sit here now and say, this is what we need, that's what we need. If you want to see that video where I break down the squad depth and I take a little look at every position, do we need a new signing here? Who's the first choice, second choice? I'll leave a link to that video in the description. It was great. I made a full diagram and it looked really good. But I'm proud of this team. But I feel like there is this collective gathering of momentum right now. And it isn't blind faith. It isn't just, oh, well, things are good at the moment, what's going to happen? It's everything that I'm seeing at Chelsea, which makes it worth backing. If we're winning football match after football match, which we are right now, we're actually winning more often than we're flipping drawing, let alone losing. 13 wins in the last 15 games. And when I said the word variance earlier, we can score you 4 goals against Benfica's. We can keep clean sheets against tough, strong Brazilian teams. We can keep our heads. Not everyone, not always, but we are doing that on the whole. That is an alligator and a half. My bloody word, mate. But I'm absolutely delighted with the way that we have even made it to a final. And I've said this before the Champions League final, right? But I define my experience as a football fan by how excited I get around the idea of moments. It's not just about that ecstatic feeling when you actually win. It's about, well, when I'm dreaming and thinking, can we win it? Can we go all the way? How tangible actually is that to being real? And even though PSG are the best team in the world right now. They're the big favourites for this game, and they probably might beat us. At least I'm going into this match on Sunday thinking, well, I've seen a toughness from Chelsea that 4 months ago, I'd have laughed at you if we'd have even been considered to get to a final, let alone compete against PSG. The fact we're even in the final of this competition for a chance to be the best team in the world is a huge credit to Chelsea as an institution. And I mean everyone in there. Yes, it was Roman's Thomas Tuchel team that got us here in the first flipping place, but it's been a tough few years. We've struggled. Blueco came in and ripped up the rulebook, and yeah, I don't agree with a lot of things that they've done. I still think we could have gone about it a different way and not had to wait this long for success. But now success is coming. It looks as though this team is really coming together, and that should be praised because they've come a long way. And I wasn't gonna just say this at any time, but it would have been too easy to say it if we win this final on Sunday. I wanted to say it before because if we do get beat on Sunday, it will tell us a lot. If we lose honourably, then it's like, all right, we're really heading in the right direction. Let's not throw the toys out the pram here. That will be a different kind of loss. If we get battered, then it should tell everybody at the football club, well, we still really need to strengthen to be seen as a serious team. I'm going to say it now. I still think there are some big signings that we need to make to convert this Club World Cup run to the final into a 38-game season and a Champions League run. My standards at Chelsea Football Club are to challenge for the Premier League, to win it, to challenge for Champions League, to always be in that knockout conversation. See who you get, see how far you go. We've shown that we can do the knockout football thing. Does that convert to the league? I will back that a lot more if I see some serious players, goalkeeper, backup left back, probably another 10/left wing striker position. Get those players who made so much money from being in this tournament now. And there's so much to believe in the squad. So get Maresca a few more players to give us a real shot at going for it next season. That's my current feeling right now. It isn't, oh, we need to rip everything up and start again. Esteval looks class. Joao Pedro looks absolutely class. Isugo looks smart. Liam Delap has come in and, yeah, okay, suspended. Scored a goal against Tunis. I might have scored against them too. But he looks decent. He looks solid. We just need a sprinkle of glitter on the top of that right now. And I think this team genuinely could go far. Not getting crazy and carried away and saying we're going to win the league, but we're in a final of a World Cup now. So like, don't mind me for getting a little bit tasty and excited about this, you know what I mean? Anyway, I'm getting ripped apart by mosquitoes now, so hopefully this video's kind of giving you an idea as to where I'm at. I know that a lot of people come at these kind of things and be like, oh, well, you didn't say that a few months ago. Welcome to football. This is what happens, and I just hold my standards for Chelsea in a very high regard. Yes, it might take longer for some people to get there. Maybe it will take Chelsea a few more years to get there, but at least right now, today, I'm seeing us make progress, and that deserves to be spoken about as much as calling out the shit when I did. So here we are. Anyway, make sure you hit the like button on this video if you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts on everything right now. What do you think we need? Where do we go from here? What's the next steps? What is the improvement stage that comes after this tournament? But look, I'm dreaming of being world champions now. I feel like we can do it. I certainly feel as though we'll give a better defensive showing than Real Madrid did. And even if you'd have asked me that 4 months ago, I wouldn't have been confident in saying that. But that's why I wanted to start with the defence today, because that is actually where I've gained the most confidence, which is mad. It's brilliant. But anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. Chelsea news will be out later. I'm hoping that Amazon Prime deliver me a new flipping power cord for this light, because that was what blimmin' blew in the fuse. Fingers crossed. If not, see you guys in the next one. I'll see you in New York. Come on, you Blues.